Feel that there was preferential treatment, or that you put the police or the sheriffs in a bad light? How about you, Greg? What are your feelings about all
Stop harassing my son.
I caught him. That was too easy.
I mean, you caught a turkey. Okay, we are now joined by longtime Southern California news reporter Dave Lopez. He's now written a memoir sharing his experiences. Dave is joining us this morning. I'm so excited to talk to you. I've watched you. I've admired your work for many years, learned from the way you do journalism.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. It's very nice. You know, this is old home week for me because I worked in San Diego. I worked right here, KFMB. I don't know if it's the very same studio or not. It looks the same.
It looks the same.
This was 1976. I had full intentions of staying here for a while. I got hired when I left Channel 9. It's all in the book. It's a Great Life If You Don't Weaken. And I was here for 9 months. I happened to win an Emmy, got a little publicity on it. It was at Tuna Hearings. And 9 months later, Channel 2 came calling, and I couldn't resist. And I only spent 43 years there, so it wasn't a very long-lasting relationship.
Like literally nearly 5 decades of covering news in Southern California.
Right.
That's an impressive career. We're so grateful to you for doing that. You've been to every major story that has happened here. So you have a lot to share in this book, I'm sure. I cannot wait to read this. So you see it right here. It's a great life if you don't weaken.
Yeah, family of faith and 48 years on television. What I did, I retired in June of 2020. In fact, it was 2 years ago yesterday that I retired.
Okay.
The pandemic just kind of, made everything very difficult, and the timing was right. I was 72 years old. I've been doing it for 48 years, and I figured, hey, come on, this is the time to jump off the back of the truck. And so I've always wanted to write a book, and what I did was I'm from a very large family, Hispanic background. My mom and dad are both from Mexico. Dad was a very successful businessman. Mom was a saint. Raised 8 kids.
Wow.
So I throw all of this in the book. Experience here in San Diego. I worked for an absolute gem of a man named Pete Noyes, who was a legend everywhere he went. And a big part of the story is the Tuna Hearings, which happened in 1976, early 77 maybe. And that really kind of gelled things for me, kind of put me on the map in here. I love San Diego. I love coming down here.
So one of our bosses, our managing editor, described you as you are someone that will get answers. And we saw a little bit of that in that video right there. So you don't let people just ignore you and walk away from you, because that's an important part of what we do. We need to get those answers, right?
I've always been known as being aggressive. In fact, when the Tuna Hearings wound up being suspended because I refused to leave the room because the hearing officer would not let our cameras in, and it was a big confrontation. It made headline news in the Union Tribune at the time, and then they moved the hearings to a courtroom. It was in a hotel. But no, I've always been a very aggressive type of person.
Why was that so important to you to make sure cameras could be in there?
Because we had a right to be there. It was a huge hearing. The tuna fleet is still very important to San Diego, and at the time it was going to devastate the business of what the government wanted to do. And I've always been the kind of guy that questioned authority. I mean, I didn't defy authority, but I wanted to know why. Why couldn't we do something? Why can't I cross that line? Why can't I go and chase you down the block and find out? Why won't you answer my questions? And I think I try to capture all of this in the book. It was a lot of fun doing the story.
I bet it was. And I mean, for so many viewers at home, they don't realize the part that goes into our job, right? I mean, we have to ask why constantly. How many calls, emails, letters I'm sure you've sent throughout your career trying to get that answer.
And the business has changed dramatically. I mean, when I was in the business, it was all film. You had two-man crew, and now you can do anything on your phone, you know. And so it changed dramatically. But what I also wanted to do in the book, and I think we succeeded in it, was tell the story. I mean, I had a lot of personal things in my life. I mean, I lost a wife through a long disease. I had cancer myself. I overcame cancer. I had a mother who died of Alzheimer's, but not for an 8.5-year battle. A father who really couldn't cope. And I try to capture all of that in the book. And I think we did. I mean, I think it's a good read. I'm going to be in town tomorrow. Got a couple of books,
yes, let's talk about your book signings. When's it going to be? You're going to be at the Barnes & Noble, right?
Yeah, Barnes & Noble tomorrow. I thought I got them written down here.
No problem.
Yeah, Barnes & Noble's on the one that's on Hazard Center Drive. I'll be there from noon to 3.
Wonderful.
And then the one in Loma Theater. I was there a couple of weeks ago. It really went well, and I'll be back there from 4 to 6. I know it's a holiday weekend, but come on by. We'll chat. And
you have so much to share. We're lucky to have that. I do want to show our 1976 footage of you here.
Look at that. Look at that suit. My God, I think I still have that suit.
Dave Lopez, look at you.
And if I do have that suit, I should burn it.
You know what? You look a lot like your brother in that, Tony Lopez,
Yeah.
who I worked with for 5 years in Sacramento, who's still anchoring there. Is journalism just in your DNA, would you say? I mean,
I always wanted to be a journalist. I mean, that's part of the tuna hearing. That's the hearing officer that we're arguing here. We're saying, now, why are you going to throw us out? I mean, that's when there's a hearing officer now. He's the guy. He was wearing a little hat.
He covered your camera?
Oh, yeah. I put his hand on our... And off we go, trying to talk to the different dignitaries.
You want to make sure the public hears what they need to hear during these trials.
My cameraman on that, one of the cameramen I had on that day was a guy named Tom Warren, who worked here for years and years and years.
Course.
And he's
amazing.
Ben Kutchell, God rest his soul. A lot of great memories here. I mean, I really enjoyed my time in San Diego. The people were wonderful. Loved it here. And like I said, come on out, support the book, and I think you'll find it a fun read. It's not one of these books that'll get you bogged down in a little minutia detail. I mean, I keep it breezy.
Although that's fun too. Our job is fascinating.
It is.
To many people out there, they don't realize all the things that go into it. And we're so glad that you were able to do it for as long as you have. And obviously, sharing more of the stories from your view, I think, is really good for people to learn from. And we do, as journalists, watched you throughout the years. So thank you, Dave, so much for being here.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
And we should take a vote. Should I wear that suit again one day?
Yes, you should.
Not this one, the other one.
Orange shirt,
the other
too.
one.
Yeah, I like that a lot.